some of y'all are going to have to really get some thick skin. And when I say thick, it need to be thick because you are ready to give up over the smallest things. You're ready to give up on the business that you claim you wanted to do for years because only 2 people watched the video. The one video that you ever posted in your entire life. You haven't even made 10 videos and you're held up on one video and you're ready to give up on it because only 2 people watched. You're literally ready to stop going live because nobody bought your product and you've only been live 3 times. Like, the level of audacity is out of this world. Like, the fact that you are so sensitive over the results that you got in a short period of time is crazy to me. And you need thick skin because I'm here to tell you that this road, this path of entrepreneurship that you claim you want to walk on is hard as hell. And by the way your attitude is right now in this moment, I don't think you're ready for it. I don't think you're ready for it. And listen, I don't think I'm doing anything that anyone else can't do. I really believe that. You cannot convince me otherwise. Anyone can become disciplined if they truly wanted to be. Anyone can become consistent if they truly wanted to be. Anyone can be creative if they truly want to be, right? I don't think those are characteristics that people cannot get. However, you're going to have to get some thick skin because this road, this path that you want to embark on is hard as hell. You're going to have hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of videos that only get 2 views. You're going to have hundreds upon hundreds of lives where you don't make any sales. You're going to have month after month after month after month where you're sitting there questioning whether or not this is even worth it and if you should go back to your 9 to 5. That's the norm. Welcome to the real world of entrepreneurship. Your skin needs to be thick. And then on top of that, you still have to show up even when you don't want to. You still have to show up even when life is lifing. You still have to show up when stress is stressing. You still have to show up even when you're not getting paid. And don't even get me started on the businesses where they have payroll, where they may be a restaurant business. They still got to pay their waitresses, their staff, and they didn't even make any money. So you are too sensitive. Some of you guys are afraid to post because you're worried about people potentially leaving bad, negative comments. It's the internet. That's what people do. People's whole goal is to have the meanest, best comment. That is people's goal. And you want to be a content creator, but you can't even handle the what ifs of if someone says something negative on your video. That's the internet. There are trolls. And the fact that you don't even want to post a video because you're worked up and scared about that is crazy. That lets me know right now you're too sensitive. You're sensitive as hell. And if you don't get some thick skin, girl. And listen, I've experienced it too. And no, it's not fun to have negative comment after negative comment after negative comment. Of course. So turn the comments off. Turn the notifications off. It's the internet. Just close your phone. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to read it. Just close your phone. Get off of the apps. It's not something you have to look at. It's the internet, for Christ's sakes. You're going to have bad comments. I remember I was especially getting a lot of negative comments when I used to do fitness content. So I was, showing my workouts and I was on my 100-pound weight loss journey. And so I was getting negative comments. People were talking about my weight. People were talking about my body because I was transforming and all this stuff. And I could have easily just been like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't try to be a fitness influencer because people are just being so mean to me. They're saying all the meanest things. But I kept pushing because at the end of the day, I didn't make the content for the trolls who are talking shit about my body who don't even work out. I made the content for the women who want to lose weight too. That's what the content was for. That's what the content was for. It wasn't for the trolls. They do this to everybody. If they sit around and talk shit about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and all this stuff, why do you think they're not going to talk about you? Like, are we serious right now? People don't have anything else better to do. Most people are on the internet all day. Most people, the internet is the only place where they get to express their opinion about something and they feel like people care because they don't even have that type of leverage in their real life at home. Nobody pays them any mind. So the internet is the place where they get to express themselves. That's just the world we live in. But Just because they may or may not leave a comment, a negative comment on your video, does not mean that you shouldn't post the content. Like, are we serious right now? You're gonna let some man who lives in his mama's basement somewhere dictate what you do with your life? Are we serious right now? Really? Girl, you need thick skin and you need it quickly. And don't even get me started on your fear of not starting your business because you're worried about the people who are closest to you may think. Do you know I started my business during the pandemic? And do you know I started an OnlyFans? And do you know the backlash I got from family and friends when I quit my 9 to 5? I just quit, okay? I put in my 2-week notice. I was out the door. Do you know how many people in my family were calling me prostitute, hooker, stupid for leaving my 9 to 5? I got so much backlash. And here I am 6 years later, still working for myself, still thriving. Like, you guys, imagine where I would be if I let the opinions of my family and friends dictate me doing my OnlyFans. I would probably be at another job, miserable as hell, sad, because I'm not living my life the way I want to live it. I'm not creating the freedom and the financial stability that I always wanted because I'm so worried about what my cousin thinks about me having an OnlyFans, who doesn't pay not near one of my bills. Like, it's crazy how you allow people to dictate what you do. It's crazy how you are so sensitive that you are willing to talk yourself out of your brilliant idea because of the opinions of others, because of the fear of failing. I really believe that in order to fail at life, that's going to require you to live life in a way in which you don't want to live it. To wake up every day and be sad, to wake up every day and be stressed, to wake up every day and be miserable, to me, that's failing at life. That's failing at life. To wake up every day and not live in your truth, that's failing at life. To start a business and maybe the business you start, maybe it does fail. Maybe you're 2 years in and you realize, you know what, this particular business is not working. Let me cut my losses now. Fine. But that's not failing because all you're going to do is just start another business. That's all you're going to do. And you're going to get closer to figuring out what business idea is going to work for you. Most entrepreneurs had different businesses before they locked in on the one business that made them all of their wealth. So I don't know why you think you get to skip that. You know how many business ideas I had? I used to be a real estate agent. I used to sell lingerie. And this is all when I had a 9 to 5. I was attempting to get my certification in some type of IT stuff so I could start my own consulting firm. Like, I had so many different business ideas before I ended up with OnlyFans. I had so many different things over the course of about 3 years. It was about the 3 solid years of me trying to figure out what kind of business and starting that particular business before I realized, okay, that's not the thing for me. Let me pivot to something else before OnlyFans took off during the pandemic and I ran with that. There was so many other things I had tried. But I didn't have the discipline back then. I didn't have the grit. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the time. Like, it was so many things. I didn't have the discipline. Like, it was so many things. I didn't have the confidence. I definitely didn't have the confidence. Okay, you need confidence to start a business and to maybe not start, but you need confidence to keep going. You definitely need to make sure you know that you are the head bitch in charge to keep a business going. I can't make that up. But the point I'm making is I didn't just start OnlyFans and then that was the one business idea I had and that's what took off for me. No, it was countless other things that I had tried. I literally was a real estate agent for about 4 or 5 months. I went to the school. I paid all the dues. Being a real estate agent is expensive as hell. I paid all of the fees, the MLS fees, the agency fees, the licensing fees. I think I spent about $6,000 to be a realtor. And I ain't make not one dime off of that. So the point I'm making is that's just the path of entrepreneurship. You're gonna fail, but you just pivot and you do something else and you try harder. You figure out why a certain thing didn't work, and then you make sure you don't make that mistake again. But you're so soft. You're so sensitive that you can't even see that. People are going to talk shit. That's what people do. Like, what are we talking about right now? That's what people do. You probably talk shit. One thing I've noticed about people is a lot of times we project. We project. The projection is heavy. And for those of you guys who are so worried about what other people are going to think about you and your content, 9 times out of 10, the reason you care so much about what other people think about you is because you are that same person who's judging others. So if you stop judging others, you will stop thinking that people are sitting around judging you. Can't make that up. All right, that's the truth. Let's go ahead and get into the morning show.